Hello there. I am sure by now it is no surprise to most of us that the Sims team often has packs planned out years in advance, often foreshadowing the packs months to even years before they release. Today I want to talk about the rather genius foreshadowing for 2020's Werewolf pack, which surprisingly enough was foreshadowed back in 2017 with the release of the Vampires game pack. Don't get me wrong, I am sure most, if not everyone, expected werewolves to appear at some point in The Sims 4, if for no other reason than the previous two iterations of the game both having them as occult life states. What's interesting, though, is that they foreshadowed to us exactly how the werewolves would appear as well. In the Vampires pack, there is an item called Hanging Werewolf Wall Jumper. The item itself is just a nice wall decoration that kind of gives off a gargoyle-like feel, but as you can see here, it's a full-on wolfman like we see in the Underworld series in its depiction. And off to the southwestern side of Forgotten Hollow by the lake, there is actually a somewhat secret werewolf shrine with some light candles included. Unfortunately, as many have mentioned, the werewolves in The Sims 4 have more of a furry vibe than a werewolf vibe, but if we go into cast items for the game, we can see that The Sims 4 actually has full-on fursuits, such as this rabbit costume I put on Chloe. From the get-go, you can see this very obviously is a costume, from the fabric work to how the paws look, as well as the rather obvious indent for the hat to be taken off and put on. If we put that into contrast with my Night Elf werewolf's wolf form, instead of fabric or costume-like designs, we see fur patterns, like that of dogs and horses within the game. Now, I won't lie and say that they don't drop the ball when it comes to scary or more monstrous looking options here. Give us a more underworld feel to truly match that vibe they were going with, but it is clear that they intended for them to have more of that like Wolfman style rather than a furry, like many people online kind of associate with them, or even the Sims 3's version that is heavily inspired by Teen Wolf. Instead, they try to go back to their Sims 1 werewolf vibe, which is once again that like Wolfman feel. Personally, I much prefer the Wolfman type over the Teen Wolf style one, but I do wish we had more options to look like a fierce beast instead of this current like more friendly, very cartoonish look. What do you guys think, and what did you notice with this foreshadowing, if at all?